All right, welcome everyone to another There Goes My Money. This is recorded episode number 6, Monday, April 27th, 2015. With me today is the awesome John DeLuna. And for everyone who is been around for a while, you'll remember John DeLuna as the official host of New Soundwave, which was a video game podcast that is that still around? Is there
It's
still a
hibernating.
possibility of a comeback for that?
It's hibernating. It's waiting for PlayStation 7 through 9, and then
I,
we're going to bring it back.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that was an awesome show. Especially, I liked the original show before you kind of reformatted it. When you reformatted it, it went a lot quicker, so it was an
Hmm.
easier listen. But I
Hmm.
liked listening to the full show because it was just like I'm a video game person, but I don't get to play a lot. So it was cool to be able to hear about it and talk about the new stuff. It was what an awesome show that was.
It's always on. It's always on the middle burner, not the back burner all the way, but it's always percolating on how to bring it back. But part of the complication is now that I host the RFC minicast, which you can get on tfradio.net or Stitcher, or just follow us on Twitter at tfradio. Um, since that's my like little mini, as the name would imply, mini Transformers related podcast, kind of running out of time to record stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I can definitely relate to that with the video game or the video game with the figure reviews that I've been doing, and there goes my money and Radio Free Cybertron and
I love those reviews actually. Hey, and also, you do more than reviews. I gotta plug your Superion antenna fix. This may be old news, but that is a really useful 3 minutes or whatever it is on YouTube on how to fix Superion, Combiner War Superion's antenna.
yeah, and I get the most comments out of that video than anything because people are just happy that they can fix it and they see it being fixed, and people are just like, thanks. Like, at least once a week, I get someone still that writes, a thank you on there, which is absolutely awesome. I did the same thing with Prime for Robots in Disguise, the new Warrior class Prime.
Hmm.
There's a little mod where you can actually get the panels on his hands to rotate down. That way, he actually has his fists.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so
Cool. I'll look for that.
I love
For
doing
sure.
that stuff. I hope that I can do more like fixes or modification videos because they're pretty fun to do.
Yeah, here's hoping Hasbro keeps releasing toys that are semi-broken for diecast to fix. Too.
So, yeah, I mean, like John said, check out tfradio.net, and there's a ton of Radio Free Cybertron shows and spin-off shows and extras, and it's just a whole world of Transformers in one place.
For sure. I think we post something almost every day at this point, or at least by we, I mean Brian and yourself post almost every day something.
Oh no, yeah, yeah. I mean, Brian is he like I post this to YouTube and Brian takes care of the rest. So Brian
Hmm.
does 99% of the work for most of this stuff.
It's awesome, and I think I do think that Brian has like mentioned that our traffic's way up. So thanks to everybody who's listening and watching for sure, because we see a difference, and it's good to know that we put out all this content now, and that people are actually enjoying it and consuming it.
Yeah, definitely. If you like it, let us know. Leave a comment, leave a review on iTunes, leave a review on YouTube, or leave a comment on YouTube. Definitely, we like to hear feedback from the fans. We like to hear if you like it or you don't. Even if you don't like it, uh, it's okay.
It's okay. We're
It's
trying to get
okay.
better for sure.
Yeah, it's a work in progress.
It is. It's like life, right? Such is life.
If we were perfect at this, we would probably be getting paid. So,
Yeah, Brian. You hear that, Brian? Huh? We're
he
coming for you. I
he's
need my own like Amazon link, like just like on like my emails and my personal webpage, which I think is down, in my Twitter. I would just like a link where somebody could click and like just support me by buying their medications and toilet paper and toys for tots and whatever people buy on Amazon. Giant flat screen TVs, perhaps.
yeah.
Give me a cut. Actually, in all seriousness, if you go to tfradio.net and you click on the Amazon link and you do your normal shopping, you support all of our shows because when you check out, Brian gets a few pennies and nickels and dimes and stuff to keep the lights on. So it's really cool.
Yeah, got to pay those server costs.
For sure. Yeah, all that. Yes. Because TF Radio demands like massive, massive bandwidth from the millions of listeners and viewers.
So getting into our first item of the week,
Indeed.
we want to be very safe with this item. So we have the Platinum Edition Decepticon Triple Changer Pack with the safety Astro Train.
Yeah, what is up with these two? What is up with Astro Train? First, I think I get what they're going for with Blitzwing. I mean, he's he's flywheels, right?
Yeah, I mean, at least he's a normal looking color vehicle. He looks good. I don't think anyone's been able to tell us like what's going on with Astro Train.
Is he is he like okay, so he's white, orange, and purple, right? He's not red, white, and blue. That's it's kind of like an orangey red and a purple, right?
Yeah, it's definitely orange, and then the he does have a little blue in him. I don't know if that's purple. It might be a bad photo that I'm looking at because I'm looking
Yeah.
at a Hasbro product shot.
It's just really weird. It's like weird colors. Like they're not it's not quite orange, it's not quite red, it's not quite blue, it's not quite purple. They're just like they're weird.
Yeah, and there hasn't been many orange Transformers, so if it was homaging something, we should probably be able to tell.
For sure. Because Blitzwing is clearly like I said, the Duocon, right? I mean, that's isn't that what he is? I mean, am I crazy? It's
I
pretty
I,
obvious, right?
I would think so.
And he doesn't look half bad in that coloring, but again, I just don't understand why they're not just G1 colors.
Yeah,
Is this the first time that we've gotten these guys reissued here in the States, or have we gotten them before?
I I think this is the first time we got Blitzwing. I know Astro Train we got as a commemorative series that came through Toys R Us,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but
I think I remember that.
I don't think I ever had a Blitzwing in that series. So this may be the first G1 Blitzwing.
And if anybody hasn't had these before, like ever, you're going to be shocked at how tiny they are.
Oh
They're so
yeah,
small. Smaller than a del. Are they? I guess they're. Well, they're definitely like mass wise, probably smaller than a deluxe. But height wise, they're. I guess they're as tall as a deluxe, maybe.
yeah, I
Like,
would say they're probably as tall as a deluxe in robot mode.
yeah, but as far as like mass goes, they're pretty small.
I mean, Blitzwing's smaller than Astro Train, so and Astro Train is you think he would be huge, like he's a triple changer. It's got to be bigger. Plus, he was huge in the show, but then you get the toy and you're like, this isn't really what I expected.
Yeah, the G1 re-releases make you really realize how much bigger overall Transformers have gotten like over the decades. Like they're massive compared to their G1 counterparts for sure.
It's almost like we're going back to G1 because they were the toys were getting bigger after G1 and now we're kind of shrinking back down again because of the price of plastic and everything like that.
Yeah, definitely coming back down to Earth, I guess, and the number of parts per Transformers is going down too, just to save costs. But I actually think that's having like a real positive effect because a lot of people talk about how Combiner Wars has gotten back to a reasonable kind of level of complexity, and some of that's like budget, um, like a product of the budget going down. But that's it's a positive, outcome. I mean, you make lemonade out of lemons for sure.
Oh yeah, and they have to be simple because they're trying to do two or three things at a time. If you make it too complex, it wouldn't be able to do all those things.
So, do you have these two? Do you have some iteration of G1 Astrotrain and G1 Blitzwing?
I don't have a Blitzwing actually.
He is he's neat. I really respect how decent both vehicle modes are. Again, he's small, but it's easy to get over. The robot mode is pretty funky. I'm not gonna lie, but it's really pretty impressive how respectable the tank and the jet are, independent of each other. So I think he does two and a half modes like really well. Like the robot, there are things about the robot mode that are pretty cool, but overall, it's definitely like the weakest mode.
Yeah, and
But I like it. I mean, I definitely like recommend I actually recommend all the G1 triple changers for their time. They're pretty neat.
Yeah, and these are coming out with a MSRP is $79.99, and an estimated release date of May. So not too far away. I mean, we're 3-4 days away from May.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I forgot if you mentioned. Are they exclusives? Are they Toys R Us exclusives? What are they? Like as
They're
far as like
platinum edition, but no one really. I mean, the last platinum edition, the Insecticon showed up at Kmart.
hmm.
So
Okay, so they could show up anywhere.
yeah, they could show up anywhere. Online retailers have them, up
Hmm.
for pre-order now. As far as stores, who knows where these things are going to show up?
Especially for for $80. That's a spicy meatball.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
That's
for two very small triple changers.
Yeah, $40 for Blitzwing or Astro Chain. That's asking a lot. I'm not gonna lie. You could probably pay less on eBay for some version of both of them.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially there's been enough reissues of Astro Train, Blitzwing, maybe not as much, but
Well,
next up on the plate we have DX9 Toys D03C Cocone, and this is also coming out in May, and it's an estimated it's a 79.99 MSRP, and this is a repaint of DX9's version Invisible, which was their not Mirage. So I think Brian's really gonna like this one because it's a GoBot homage.
for sure. I think he pre-ordered it within like minutes of knowing its existence. Is Invisible out? That,
Invisible is out.
do you know like what the general consensus is on Invisible? Like thumbs up, thumbs down?
He's okay.
Uh-oh.
I did a review on him. His heels are the biggest issue. He doesn't really like to stand. Um,
Does he have heels?
no,
Oh, okay.
he doesn't have heels. So
Whoops. Is it masterpiece scale? Like where does this thing fit?
it's masterpiece scale.
How are the materials?
The materials are good.
Hmm.
I don't think it's quite masterpiece enough. If that's if that
It's
makes
not
any
quite on the
sense.
level, I guess, of like quality.
I,
What about complexity of like the design itself?
it's a good. I think it's a good design, other than the lack of heels. Um, there just seems to be something missing, like maybe not enough details to make it masterpiece esque for me. But it's not a bad toy, and it's definitely a great stand-in until eventually we get a Mirage from official channels.
Yeah, and that's for sure coming at some point. It does definitely look like a scaled up deluxe. I mean, that's kind of what it looks like. You know what I mean? It looks like it'd be an awesome like classics toy if it
Yeah.
was as big as a deluxe. I do have like one question for you, Diecast, when it comes to this character or a character that I happen to think of when I look at this toy, and I don't know why. But when did GoBot's Crasher become Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, and Boba Fett, like all in one? What is with this like cult following for Crasher all of a sudden?
Yeah, I don't know. I know that the guy who does DX9 is a big GoBots fan because almost everything he's done has gotten repurposed into a GoBots figure. So I think he's trolling Brian, honestly.
I think so. I also think like if Crasher was like in a current cartoon, she would totally be like this warrior princess, lesbian, neo-feminist robot, perhaps that Twitter thinks is dating Wonder Woman, and that's canon. I feel like she taps into some kind of weird like thing that's going on right now. She seems like she would be some like super awesome again, like kind of like she's like kind of like she's like this strong. She's okay. Put it this way: if she was in a cartoon today, I'm pretty sure Dawn would be like in the hospital on a weekly basis because his head would explode every time Crasher's on the screen, for
Oh,
sure.
oh yeah.
Talk about a strong like female lead, lesbian robot princess.
This kind
That
of has a Zartan feel to me too. Something about, I guess it's just the eyes, like I don't know.
yeah, I mean she definitely she yes, she also looks like a dreadnought. But on top of again, dating Poison Ivy on the side, according to Twitter. I don't like have like the warm and fuzzies for GoBots like some people. That's another thing. Like GoBots in general has kind of like had this renaissance of like cult following. And I've got nothing against like GoBots at all, but I don't get it. I don't get it.
You know, all I really want is a Leader 1 because that's the one I had, or I had a lot of GoBots as a kid, but Leader 1's one of the ones I fondly remember for whatever reason. Um,
I mean, he did look like Destro slash Picard, Captain Picard. So what's not to love about that? And he turned into a jet. So you gotta love like Leader One.
so, yeah, I mean, and we're gonna get official GoBots.
We are. I completely forgot about that as like Machine Robo.
Machine Robo, yeah. I couldn't think of the name. I'm like, it's that machine. Yeah. So we're getting Machine Robo.
Are those up
Um,
for pre-order anywhere, or have we only gotten what we saw a couple months ago, that trade show like
that's
gallery of
that's
photos?
all we got so far. But I mean, that was a lot of prototypes. What was there? There was maybe 8 prototypes there.
Yeah, something like that. And certainly all the ones that people recognize.
Yeah. So it's got to be happening. The
Yeah,
other,
I think they kind of had like an estimated retail of it was like $50 or something a piece. It was pretty pricey.
their masterpiece style. So, um, yeah, that sounds about right. The other thing I like about her is how she has the kiss on her one shoulder. That's a nice touch.
Again, again, neo-feminist renegade lesbian robot. Why isn't that on the packaging? You know how many like additional sales they would get with just like that word salad on the front? I'm telling you. I'm telling you. That could be her function, just those 5 words. Figure it out. Talk about Twitter darling. I will say this though, like all kidding aside, I love, love, love Crasher's color scheme. I always have.
Oh yeah.
And actually, I'm kind of like out of the loop on the DX stuff, I guess. So in in the initial pics of Crasher, I guess is their Psykill.
Yes.
So do you have that guy? And if so, like how is he?
I do have him as Rekgar, and it's a pretty decent figure.
They look pretty good together. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, they kind of make a decent pair. If they keep going down this like GoBots road, uh, I might get interested in this because I mean, I do like the scale. I like the look. I kind of like where they're going for where they're going, even though it feels like scaled up, like we said, scaled up deluxes. That's not necessarily a bad thing. So I'm kind of digging her.
DX9 is like everything they've put out so far. It's like almost there. It's almost great. That I've never had one so far that's been like bad quality, like Impossible Toys or anything like that. I mean, they've all been decent quality. It's just the design is almost there. Not bad enough that I would say stay away from it, but not great enough to where I'd tell people like you have to get this.
Interesting. Well, I mean, that's sort of reassuring for some. If it was somebody like me who is like, I haven't bought any of their products yet, but I'm like vaguely interested. I won't lie. This one's kind of interesting to me. Um, if their quality is fairly dependable, that's the biggest like barrier of entry I have with any third party company that I haven't bought from. It's the quality thing.
Yeah. And their
I
next figure probably to come out and actually be in hand is their Trigger, which
hmm
is their Astro Train Masterpiece Triple Changer,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
which that I think that's really going to tell me what I'm going to do in the future with DX9, especially because they have that Rodimus coming out. So,
Yeah, what's his name? I forgot. It's something really crazy and obtuse. It's like Carrie.
yeah, Carrie.
Okay,
Yep,
because he's carrying.
the Matrix.
Okay,
I guess.
I guess I was gonna say like because he's carrying our darkest hour, but no, that makes no sense. So, he looks really good. I mean, I can't deny that he looks from the first like three pictures we have. He looks really good.
So, last on the list, it's only 3 items this week, so definitely a slow week Transformer wise, or at least new pre orders. Because that's what we do on There Goes My Money. We talk about stuff that's new to pre order.
Yeah, deal
And
with.
because sometimes stuff gets forgotten about because, we'll see a prototype for it and then a couple months later it'll go up for pre order.
Hmm.
Or something like this with Mastermind Creations' grandest Hexatron. I mean, people knew this was going to happen, I think a year or year and a half ago, and it's finally coming to fruition now.
Yeah, I mean, Mastermind Creations is one of those companies that I think they have a lot of ideas and they have like a lot of stuff in the pipeline, but you never know like when they're actually going to like push something all the way through. So this isn't the first time or the last time that we'll see something from them, and it won't be for like 2 years that we get the actual like thing in our hand. That's happened before. It'll happen again.
You know what this looks like it would go great with?
What's that?
Dystopia.
It would, and it will, and I can be one of the people that report on that how they pair up. Brian Kilby will not be one of those people, unfortunately. I really like this toy. I really like this mold, a lot, a lot. I think this is one of their better toys, the Hexatron mold.
Yeah.
I've got the first version of it, the one that's got the no chrome, but he does have swords, which is kind of neat on his hips. Do you have this mold, Hexatron mold?
I don't have this mold.
It's really good. I mean, it's really really good. The scale is a little odd. I think I would say he is, if anything, probably masterpiece six shot. He's tall. He's very very tall. I have him with my classic stuff because in most of the fiction or in a lot of the fiction, six shot is portrayed as really big. So I mean that kind of works too. But I think like spiritually, he kind of belongs on a masterpiece shelf. He feels like it. But I would absolutely recommend either version of the Hexatron mold, the original one or the second one that has chrome. But whether or not you like the chrome, he does have the second time around. He does have a lot more paint apps, and I think this great shot kind of is more in line with that. He's got quite a few paint apps from what I could see, so he looks really good. I think
Yeah, I really like this mold. I don't know why I never picked up Hexatron. Just kind of
he
didn't.
sold out fairly quickly, and then they had the second release, and then I think Big Bad found like some extra surplus inventory of the original release, so they may still have like both actually in stock.
Yeah,
He's really good, and he is actually I feel like a really good value at about $140, which is what this Hexatron, this great shot version of Hexatron is gonna go for, and I think that's what the other two basically go for these days. Is for $140, you get more or less what amounts to a masterpiece six shot, really good quality, sturdy. Like Mastermind Creations does some of the best, at least quality wise, and sheer quality wise, they do some of the best work in third party, and he actually has a really good value. And I think Brian Kilby even likes him a lot, and he can be a pretty tough critic when it comes to third party stuff, but he's a fan of Hexatron for sure as well.
wow. Yeah, I think he does have that mold actually. Now that I'm thinking about it. So, are you gonna buy this one or
Yeah, done.
done?
Take my money, please.
Yeah,
Um,
that's
I pre-ordered him today.
uh, I'm still not sure about this one. I'm probably gonna wait and see.
He's too well, for one, like I'm sold on the mold. So I'm sold on the mold and sold on the company. So in third party, there's not much more you can ask for. And then the other thing is he's super obscure, but he's not so obscure that we don't know who he is. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He's one of those weird Japanese remolds and redecos that we got at the end of G1, and he's cool. You're never gonna at best, I guess you might someday get like some kind of weird BotCon version of this character, but I doubt it, and I really doubt it's gonna be like a six shot mold. So this is the best you're gonna get when it comes to like a new version of Great Shot.
yeah. And then just because we completely forgot about the other ones, Kokomon, the DX9 toys. Are you gonna pre-order that? Wait and see, or pass?
I think I'm gonna wait and see. I will certainly go watch your review of Invisible, and I'll probably wait and see what she looks like in hand in some review videos before I pull the trigger. But I will say this is the first thing from DX9 that I am seriously considering um, buying it at all at any stage, let alone just like on first pictures, first glance. She's got my attention.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass on her. I don't need a GoBot. I don't need a Crasher. It's just it's nice. I mean, I'm glad they do it for other people and the people out there who want that, that GoBot homage. But I'm I'm good on that. And next, the Platinum Edition Decepticon Triple Changer Pack. I think we're both in agreement at that price. It's a pass.
Oh my gosh, yes. Oh my gosh, yes. But so say it goes on clearance for $40. So because I'm gonna throw that out there as wild speculation that you may see this on clearance someday. Would you pick this up at any price?
I'd pick this up at. I'd even go 50. 25 figure, that kind of seems fair to me. And I just love to have the safety Astro Train for the novelty of it and the fun of it.
He is pretty ugly. I'm not gonna mince words here. I actually am somewhat digging Duocon Blitzwing. There's something about him, and well, I can't say that we can assume we're going to get a BotCon version of him this year with like the Combiner Wars Starscream mold or something like that, or well, actually, we are getting like this weird kind of version of flywheels in BotCon form. I'm not going to spoil that, I guess, but I guess this is like some kind of somebody's weird idea of like what would Blitzwing look like as flywheels. I would like to see. I would actually like to see the Generations Blitzwing in this color scheme because I kind of dig it, but I actually like it among between the two in this set. Something about Blitzwing that I kind of dig. I would pick him up definitely on sale for sure.
I hope they make a lot of these because if they make a lot of these, like we're talking like Platinum Edition Starscream from the Cybertron mold, was
Mm-hmm.
it? Because
Mm-hmm.
that thing just clearanced out for like $50, and it was originally what like 130.
Yeah, it was something crazy.
So, you know, that mold's still sitting on some Toys R Us shelves if you want that Platinum Edition Starscream.
Why in the world did they re-release that?
I It probably sold really well when Cybertron was out.
You think?
I think it did.
Hmm. I don't know. I can't. My memory is foggy of that. I think the idea of like a Starscream that big with the crown and all that stuff. I guess I just like I refuse to believe it sold well just because like the concept is so insane to me. But I'll defer to you. I mean, I don't. I certainly don't remember seeing a ton on clearance or anything like that. I don't. They didn't really like hang around.
Well, I think they were originally $40 or $50 uh, new when that came out, and I happily bought it the first time I saw it. And I know a
Mhm.
lot of other people that happily bought it the first time you saw it. And yeah, it didn't go on clearance, unlike Unicron, which they made so many of.
Yeah.
That clearanced out for
Like
ridiculous prices, like
like
20.
20 bucks.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, every Toys R Us had like mountains of them at the end. Like mountains of them,
it
dozens of them.
in both colors.
Yeah. That's right. And then it turns out like the black one is like hyper rare now.
Yeah,
Like complete like sought after. Like a sealed version of that one is like several $100s easy.
wow. And that's the one we were all like, we just got the regular colored one the first time we saw it, so I don't really need that. Dark one looks cool, but I don't need that.
Yes, that's how it works. And then there's that the blue recolor of Energon Omega Supreme, the Sentinel, I guess, version.
Yes.
Yeah, that is super rare for
And
sure.
I've never seen it. I've seen it in pieces. Like I've never seen one in the box or complete, I don't think.
I think I saw one. Like I may have seen like two or three in my life, and they were at like BotCons 7, 8 years ago. But yeah, it's funny how like at this point you think we could, and I'm sure we can if we think about it. Like we could identify which toys that are out now that in 10 years everybody will want, but we never take the time to like stash a few on the side.
Yeah. Yeah, because we're always like, we never have enough money at the time to do it, or we just like, I don't have enough room for that.
Yeah, or you're just like, I don't want it. Like why would I want like two or three of those in my closet? Like, nah, I don't need that. But 5 years from now, 6 years from now, each one of those is going to be like worth $300.
You
And
know,
we could identify like if you had to guess like what shelf forming toy right now will be worth significant money like in 7, 8 years, what would you say?
oh, that's a good question.
I'm gonna guess. Well, I don't. I think this is a long shot, but I still think it's worth a shot. I think one of the leader class Combiner Wars Megatrons will be worth something, and I don't. I feel like it should be like from a scarcity standpoint, Armada Megatron, because I feel like nobody wants him. But I don't know if even if he's super rare, I don't know if people are going to be like passionate enough about Combiner Wars Armada Megatron, even in like 5, 7 years, to pay a premium for him. But I feel like by all rights, he will be rare in like 7, 8 years.
Yeah, yeah, I'd agree with that. The two figures, one that I can think of off the top of my head, one is the Deluxe Viacon from Prime.
Oh, right, right, right. Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, that was super rare in the beginning. And then they started to flood them out in, like, future waves, but it took, like, a year and a half. And then that was the wave that ended up at Five Below, and there were just tons and tons of Viacons. So they went from, like, rare to really cheap. Everyone was buying them, and I think, people are going to look for them again down the line. And then the other mold that I think is the movie Evasion Mode Optimus Prime. I think that may have a chance of being worth some money.
Yeah, that's a good bet. Yeah, there's definitely like movie stuff that's out there that I think will be rare. Like Dispensor, the Mountain Dew Transformer. I don't know how like hard to find he is, or how plentiful he was at his peak, but that's definitely one. If it requires any effort to get him like a few years from now, just the fact that he is like a Mountain Dew Transformer is
Yeah.
gonna like make his value skyrocket. That's for sure.
I mean, Revenge of the Fallen Jetfire. I mean, that goes for a pretty decent penny nowadays.
Yeah, especially if you have the pair, if you have him and Prime together, like as a set, because obviously they combine, that is worth a lot of money now.
Yeah, and to have all the parts too, because apparently people lose the parts for Jetfire.
I can see that. Yeah, because
So,
I mean, you basically shatter him to like put him on Prime, so I get it. I get it.
so But yeah, that's all we have this week for There Goes My Money. I want to thank you again, John, for being on. It was awesome having you on.
Sure, it was fun.
Yeah, when I first started this and said, I'm gonna do a show and we're gonna call it There Goes My Money, and we're gonna do it at all the new pre-order items, and I was gonna rotate people. I was like, I have to get John DeLuna on this.
Well, I'm happy to be here, and I'll be happy to do it again anytime.
Awesome, awesome. So we'll see you guys next week.